Thanks, Kate. So Hope's story is I first met Hope when she was 2 months old, and she looked up at me with her big eyes, and I was told that her name was Wendy, which is my mother's name. And so that night I went home and I was just praying about what I could do about all of these children that I had met, that we just couldn't seem to help all of them. And so all that night I prayed. In the morning, the next morning, God said to me, go and take that girl as your own daughter. So I went back to the place, and 2 weeks later I became an instant mother. So I've had Hope now for over 4 months, and I'm in the process of adopting her. What I found out when I first went to visit her is that Hope's mum is a lunatic woman. She lives on the streets in town. She's a famous woman, everybody knows her, but she just has no mental capacity to look after any children. She was raped by an unknown man, and so Hope's father is unknown. An hour after giving birth, she was walking through the streets with Hope in the rain, and not long after that, the government knew that they had to intervene into that situation and take the girl away. Also, the local motorbike drivers all gathered together in the market square, and they got Hope, and they wanted to kill her because they believed that there were demons inside of her and demons inside of the mother. So they believed that the only way to appease the demons, because witchcraft here is so prevalent, was to kill the child. Thankfully, the government was able to go in and intervene, even though some of them were beaten up by the motorbike drivers. And Hope is a miracle baby that she's actually alive, because many people wanted her dead. Now she's thriving and flourishing. She's doing so well. When I first got her, she was unable to suck. She was very malnourished. But now, as you can see, she's becoming a little chubby bubby and absolutely gorgeous, very active, loves talking, playing, all of those things. So she's a miracle from God. Then when I first took her to get her immunisations, I found out that her name was actually recorded Hope Wendy. And Hope is what I said would always be my first daughter's name. So it was just another confirmation from God that she was meant to be mine. And I've given her the last name of Chisachi, which is a Ugandan name. I wanted her to keep her culture, and Chisachi means grace of God, because she's alive by the grace of God. So as Kate said, she's just one story of many. There are so many heartbreaking stories here, and it does become overwhelming at times, because you just think, what can I do? There are so many children in need. But one thing that God has just told us is, if we can just help one, then we've done something. So for us, we just keep focusing on the one, the next one as God brings, and as God enables us with the resources to be able to do that.
Another way you could support 100% Hope, if you didn't want to contribute to a building project or the church building project or anything like that, child sponsorship is just so important. And I know people can be really cynical and skeptical about child sponsorship and wonder where their money goes, and that's really valid. But coming here and actually living with the girls, seeing letters actually delivered to the girls, gifts delivered to the girls firsthand, I have really seen the impact that child sponsorship has on these children. These children really need to be loved and really need to feel like they're loved. And some of the things that they've expressed to us in absolute gratitude and thanks has really shown me just how much that sponsorship has impacted them and has made them feel cared about, has enabled them to go to school. There's a lot of kids in Uganda that aren't able to go to school because they simply don't have the funds. The sponsorship has also enabled them to get vital medication. Children get sick here a lot, and has also enabled us to get them shoes, clothing, any of their needs. The child, sponsoring a child here is able to get that for the child. But not only that, 100% Hope can guarantee you that 100% of every dollar, every cent given to that child goes to that child. And Trishelle lives here permanently. She sees the children on a daily basis. She guarantees that 100% of those funds actually are delivered to that child. So you know exactly where your money's gone, and I've seen that for myself. And
another thing that we offer is we love that the children are able to communicate with their sponsors and vice versa. We just believe it's so important for the sponsors to have a relationship with their child, to see firsthand that they actually are making a difference. But it is also so valuable for the child, as Kate was saying. Many of these children have grown up, even some of them still have one or two parents, but they have not grown up with the love of parents. And so for them to have a sponsor who actually cares about them and wants to invest in them, we send every report card through to the sponsor. We send a financial update every year to show you exactly where we've spent your money. on that child, and you're able to Skype, as I said, you're able to write letters, because having that relationship is so valuable for that child to feel loved, also to be encouraged. Also, we love it when sponsors just share their heart, share their families with their child, and share Bible verses and things like that to encourage these children in the ways of God, but to encourage them to study, to encourage them that they are loved and valued. And it is, as Kate, it's actually really difficult to even put words to it, how important it is to these children to have a relationship like that, because they've never experienced it before. So it's one way that you can tangibly show the love of Christ without even visiting, is that you can make such an impact in the child's future here.
So thank you again, Church, for supporting me on my trip here. And once again, can I please encourage you to support 100% Hope and their amazing mission statement. It is such a worthy organisation. I've seen that for myself here. I've seen the need that's here, and how much impact that this organisation is having on the children and youth of Uganda. And if you can't sponsor a child, but you would love to visit this place, it is such a beautiful place, and Trishelle welcomes volunteers no matter what your skill set is, whether you're a builder, whether you're a nurse, whether you're just a person of God and really want to spend time with the children. Trishelle welcomes anyone here, any time of the year, and it's an incredible thing to see in person. So thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you all when I get back.